feeling the same thing? So I'm going to have you start seated today. Some of you are up, some of you are down, but I'm going to have you sit down for a second. I want you to sit on Mother Earth, this beautiful, amazing planet that we live on. I don't think we remember her often enough. I don't think we ever take enough time to just step back and really think about all the wonder of it all, you know? So I want you to find your seat, comfortable seat. Feel both of your sit bones. Those are the two little bones. And if you move around a little bit, you'll kind of feel them. And I want you to make sure you're sitting on both of them. Make sure both of those sit bones are grounded. It's like you can actually plug yourself in. 3 assists today? Okay. So 3 teachers here today to assist. We often have some people that are not interested in receiving assists for a ton of reasons. If anyone, for any reason, feels like they don't want to be touched today, like maybe you have an injury that you're nursing, or maybe you have a little cold and you don't want to share it. There's one right there at the end of this row. You guys see? Yeah? Anyone else? Anyone up here? Nope. And you guys on the lawn, in the back? Anybody? Okay, good. That means I think that every week your assists are getting better, because more and more people are like, yeah, come on. Yeah. All right, place your hands on your knees, close your eyes. There's still lots of people coming in, so I just don't want you to be distracted by what's going on around you. I want you to actually turn your attention inward and pay attention to what's happening within you. I think sometimes it's that first moment when we sit still that we actually get to feel. So just slow down a little bit, start to breathe a little more deeply. See if you can breathe into your back. There's so much room in the back for us to inflate. And every breath is like a way to process. And we have a lot to process every day. That's why we need to keep getting on the mat. But on a week like this, I feel like there's even more to slough off. So let's take a really big inhale together. Big, big, big breath in. Open your mouth, say ah. On the exhale. Yeah, I hear you. I see that body language. Do it again. Big inhale. And for all of you that are tuning in elsewhere in the world, that you're not dealing with the storm, all of this applies to you too. I really think that we need to process and we need to transform the energies of life. And that is what our breathing and our moving does. So no matter where you are, no matter how you're feeling today, something drew you to the mat. So whatever that is, I want you to get really clear about it. And know that the breath and the movement, they work like magic if you let them. Let's take a deep breath. Let's reach our arms up high. Reach up to that beautiful sky. Open your eyes, look up at that sky. It's actually beautiful. Little breeze in the trees. I couldn't feel more grateful for that breeze right now. And then go ahead and drop your right arm down, touch it down onto the earth, and give me a little stretch over to that side. So the left side body is opening up. That's it. And I want you to feel the stretch in the left side body. Take one more breath right there where you are. And then go ahead and round, like fold your chest towards your right knee. So go ahead and fold so you feel your back on the left side stretching. Yeah, so just like opening up that left side. It doesn't matter, you can touch the ground or you can keep your arm up in the air. It's whatever feels really good. How do you get that stretch in the left side of your body? And then on your next inhalation, I want you to lift your arm back up. But instead of just the side body stretch, I want you to open it up even bigger. Turn your chest up to the sky. Reach back behind you. Oh, breathe in. Open up the front on the left side. That's it. And then we're going to just turn and face forward. Return to center, bring both arms back up to that beautiful sky, and then drop your left arm down, and we'll do the same for the other side, just exploring. So even a side stretch is so complex. There's so many layers. And if we just move a little bit in one direction or another, we actually open up space in the body. So we want to try to touch as many places as we can, right? We don't know where the stress is held. Let's go ahead and round the chest toward the left knee. Just feel the back side of the body start to open up. If you've been putting up shutters and you've been, I don't know, schlepping bottles and cases of water, I don't know, maybe your back feels a little tight. So be gentle. Moving patio furniture, I don't know, whatever else we're doing, right? On your next inhale, start to come on up, and I want you to open it big. Open the chest. Look up to the sky. Stretch and reach back. That looks so good. Just make sure you're making it feel so good. And then we'll face the center and reach both arms up. Pull the belly in, stretch. And then exhale, bring your hands right to your heart. Close your eyes right now and take a moment. Take a moment and open your heart, open your mind to the idea that all of us will be safe. All of us will be protected in all of the days of our lives. Not just this week. But that maybe there is something greater. Maybe there is something. I don't know if it's our belief or it's some other force. But somehow everything seems to happen exactly the way it's supposed to. It doesn't always feel like that. But there is beauty in everything. And I am so grateful for this practice. It has given me lenses. See my rosy colored glasses, right? And I see the world through them. Let's all take a deep breath in. Let out one more big sigh, just a big old release. And then plant both of your hands down on your mat, toward the front of the mat. Start to roll out of that seated position into a tabletop pose. And we'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. Arching the back, we look up, we lift the tailbone, we spread the chest wide, fill up your lungs, and then exhale, round it out. Tuck the tailbone, tuck your chin, stretch your back. Good, do it again. Inhaling, arch the back, look up, lift your tail. Feel the chest pull through the arms. And then exhale, round, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, push the floor away from you, get more stretch in the back. Here comes the last one. Inhale. A little bigger range this time. Pull the hands back, pull the chest forward. And then exhale, round. Push the floor away, tuck your tailbone, really stretch. That's it. And then come to neutral. I want you to pull the belly button to the spine, squeeze your hands toward each other, and then push your feet away from each other. Just feel how everything just anchored in. That's it. I want you to see if you can maintain that feeling of stability as you reach your right arm forward and your left leg back. That's it. Now I want you to keep them active. The elbow is straight, the knee is straight, your muscles are hugging your bones. I don't really care how high you take them. I want you to make them long. Reach. That's it. Now keep that length. Don't give any of that stretch up. And just lift a little bit, an inch. Take a breath. And then very slowly, gracefully put it back down. Hand down, knee down, switch to the other side. Start to feel the muscle integration. Without the muscle integration, there's a lot of wobbling, right? You can still imagine that your hands are squeezing toward each other and your legs are pressing apart, and even though they're in the air, right? There's still an action there. The belly still draws to the spine. Give me one more little effort to lengthen and then lift. One breath. And then put it down. Nice and simple. The hand goes down, the knee goes down. Please tuck your toes and then lift up your knees. Take the knees off the mat. Belly button is into the spine. And then I want you to move to down dog. It's your first downward facing dog. We're going to check our spacing so we come forward into a plank pose. Plank is an upper push-up. And a lot of you have to adjust your hands and feet to make that fit on the mat right. But this is your proportion. This is the spacing you should have. Go back to down dog and try not to move your hands or feet. Even if that's your habit, I'm going to ask you to stay in your proportion. One more time, come forward into your plank pose. Feel that muscle integration, and then lift your hips and press back for your down dog. Let the head go. We don't want to tuck the chin here, but we also don't want to lift the head. I want you to find what's neutral. Get a little traction. That's it. Now bend your right knee. Stretch your left leg a little deeper. Keep the head down. You're still in down dog. Lift those hips up. And then switch to the other side. Your feet are both on the ground. We're just bending the left knee a little and stretching a little deeper into the right side. Yep, just feeling our way through some of that tension. And then go ahead, bend both knees. Come up high on your toes. I want you to look at your hands, stay up high on the toes, and then see if you can just gently walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Good. Come halfway up on the inhale, and then fold deeply on the exhale. 2 more times. Halfway up, inhale, lengthen, really draw the chest out. Yes, that was much better. And then exhale, fold. Here's your last one. Inhale, halfway up. Fingers go to the shins. Push into your legs, really extend the chest out. Feel your spine get long and your belly draw in. Let's take one more breath here. Fill up, and then exhale, fold. Using that same flat back, we're going to rise up to standing. Lift your head and your chest. Keep pushing down through your feet. I want you to reach up to that beautiful sky and then draw it right all into your heart. Nicely done. We're going to move in a flow. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Moving and breathing. Lift and lengthen on the inhale, and then step it back into plank pose. That's your upper push-up. Try to look for that muscle integration. Everything is supported. And then we're going to bend the elbows and lower a little forward and down. Take it all the way onto your belly for this first one. Inhale, Cobra Pose. Be gentle with your spine. Try not to squeeze your glutes too much. There's a gentle squeeze there. They have to contract when you do the back bend, but we don't want to squeeze tight. And then exhale, release it down. Tuck your toes. Down dog. All the way up and back. Lots of grace in the practice today. I want you to focus on that breathing. Take 2 more breaths. As you inhale, push back. Exhale, let it all go. One more time. Inhale, push back. And then on the exhale, look at your hands. Walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up on the in-breath. And then fold deeply on the out-breath. Nicely done. Inhale, come to standing. Lift your head and your chest. Reach the arms up high to the sky, and then draw it right into your heart. One more time like that. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Try to move on your breath. When you're ready to inhale, lift your chest and lengthen. And then on the exhale, both feet back and lower. One breath all the way to the belly. Take a deep breath as you do your Cobra Pose. Exhale, push through your hands and go to down dog. Let all that air go. 5 breaths now. Every breath matters. It is so amazing to me what can happen within the space of one breath. So I want you to really focus on the breathing. Really open yourself up to the experience that you're having within the space of each breath. You make little micro adjustments to your body. You watch a thought come and go. It is amazing what happens. They call it a New York minute, right? How much can happen in a minute? A whole lifetime, right? Let's take one more breath. Push back. And as you exhale, look forward. Bring your feet right up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up on that inhale. Fold deeply. Exhale. Bend your knees this time. We're going to move right into chair pose. Sweep the arms up. That's it. Now stay deep in your chair pose, but drop your arms by your sides. Somehow this pose is not our happy place. I don't know why, but for some reason we don't like it so much, and I think it has to do with all of that down and up and trying to reconcile. So just take your arms out of it. Try to sit back in your heels a little more. Think about drawing the tailbone down and lifting your chest a little bit away from your knees. And see if you can hold on to that and then take the arms up. That's it. Now push through your feet and come all the way to standing. That wasn't so bad, was it? Hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Now just the right leg. Take a big step back and put your fingers on the floor. Go to low lunge, and I want you to take your first spinal twist. Go ahead and root your right hand down and twist open to the left side. Now, that same feeling that we had in our tabletop pose, that little feeling of muscle integration, that's happening here, right? The legs feel like they're pulling into the hip sockets. The belly button is drawing to the spine. I want you to expand really nice across the chest. Take a breath. That's it. And then release your hand down, your eyes down. Step right to down dog. Just step it all the way back. And then walk your hands to the back of the mat. Just slowly make your way toward the back of the mat. And I want you to be really gentle with yourself. Bend your knees, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, and come up really slow. And before you rise, don't rush, wait. I want you to feel the back of the legs squeeze a little bit, like you're trying to draw those sit bones toward the heels. And I want you to feel that muscle integration as you start to come up slowly. Stack one vertebra at a time. Keep filling your lungs. Roll the shoulders back. That's it. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. Look forward. And then walk it out into plank pose. Nice strong body, but not overworking. We lower down nice and slow. Inhale into Cobra Pose. Feel the back muscles nice and strong. Exhale, flowing into downward facing dog. Now we're just going to take one breath here, a big inhale, and then we move forward on the exhale. Both feet come to the top of the mat. Lift halfway on the in-breath. Flow in and move in. Exhale, fold. Flat back. Inhale, rise. Come all the way up. Exhale your hands right to your heart. I like what I see. Keep flowing. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the in-breath. Good. Hands down, left foot steps. Stay right there. We're going to twist to the right side. Now, at the beginning of our practice, we actually noticed what it felt like to do a side body stretch. We did a front body stretch, a back body stretch here, right? So can you create the integration? Pull the legs in a little bit, pull the belly to the spine, create your twist, but then open the chest up to the sky. It'll feel like it did when you were on your seated position and you were trying to broaden and look up. That's it. Take one more breath here. And then release it. Eyes down, hands down. Step right into down dog. And we're going to walk our hands back to our feet, and we're just still breathing. Every moment is matched with breathing. Now bend the knees, integrate. Feel the back of the legs squeeze. Feel the belly draw to the spine, and as slowly as you can, muscle integration. I want you to feel everything hugging into the midline. Draw yourself up really slow. Stack it all up, stand nice and tall, and then just be for a moment. How do you feel? You guys okay? Yeah? All right, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold, breathing and moving. Stay focused. On the in-breath, we look forward. On the exhale, we walk it out into plank and lower. Take a deep breath in Cobra. And then with your muscles, integrate your body and move back to down dog. Good, I like what I see. One more breath. Just breathe in, push back. And then exhale as you look forward. Go ahead, walk to the top of the mat. Come halfway up, inhale. fold deeply, exhale. Make sure your feet are together here, and then we're going to bend those knees. Leave your arms hanging by your sides, but come into chair pose. Set up the foundation. Feel your footprints. Draw the tailbone down a little so you can lift the chest a little higher. That's it. And then for one breath, reach the arms up. So good. Come to standing. Push through your feet. This time stretch back a little. Lift your heart. And then draw your hands right into heart center. Good. I want you to stand tall for just a moment. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel strong legs beneath you. And then lift a little from your pelvic floor. Like just feel the lower belly rise and a little support. And I want you to imagine your shoulder blades. I know they're on your back. And they have kind of like a triangle-ish shape, right? So I want the very bottom point of that shoulder blade to move into your back and lift your heart up a little higher. Oh, that was so nice. I just got like a whoosh of your hearts. It was so nice. And so just imagine how nice it would be to be around people that had their hearts lifted, right? Go ahead, let that feeling go. Let your heart go heavy again. Like, is this where we want to live? Go ahead, draw the bottom tips of the shoulder blades in and just lift your heart just a little higher. Let's see if we can maintain that through the rest of the practice. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Good, lift and lengthen. On your inhale, feel that heart move forward. Shoulder blades doing their thing. Good, go to plank. Hands down, step back, and lower. Empty the lungs. Take a deep breath through Cobra Pose. The action is right here too. And then exhale, downward facing dog. I want you to come into your first high crescent lunge. Right foot step, stay on your left toes. Come on up. Arms reach high overhead. And I want you really high on the back toes. So we don't want to put the back heel down yet. We want to lift it up and we want to turn it out a little bit. So now the other way. Turn the heel out so you can feel some weight on your pinky toe. You got it. So if the heel is turning in, it's really hard to balance. Turn the heel out. Yeah, get some weight on the lateral border. Drop your arms by your sides. Let's create the integration, right? So we're high up on the ball of the back foot. Let's let our egos go for a second and just come up out of the front knee. Yeah, I want you to stand tall in the pose. And then draw the tips of the shoulder blades into your back. Lift your chest up. That's it. Now see if you can keep that lift in the spine, in the heart, but sink back into the front knee. There you go. Now you're ready for the full expression. Take the arms up, take a breath, and then exhale, flow. Hands down, step back, and lower. Take a deep breath in Cobra Pose. Feel the muscles working. Exhale back into down dog. So what is happening in the space of one breath? Can you keep your mind focused? Can you feel your body? I think that all of these little spaces in between, that's where all of the magic really happens. Where we get insights, where we release our stress. Let's push back a little, take a breath. And then when you're ready, left foot's gonna step forward. Step up with the left foot, stay on your right toes and come into high crescent lunge. The arms sweep up, but then it messes us up. We get all up in here and we forgot about the foundation. So put your arms down and work on your feet. Make sure you really got a solid back foot. That's it. And then the bottom tips of the shoulder blades, I want to see that heart lifted high. Come up out of the front knee a little bit. Get even taller. Yeah, feel the spine grow. That's it. Now, keep all of that upward action in the torso, but bend back into the front knee. That's really good. Now arms reach. Take a breath. Full expression. Exhale, you can flow it out. Yep, there's going to be little bands, I bet, coming through. Step back lightly, lower slowly. Inhale for Cobra Pose. And then exhale, please take it back into down dog. So I want you to be really careful. If there's a little drizzle and you feel like your mat surface is getting wet, you might want to shorten the stance of your down dog so you have a little more traction. I don't want anyone slipping. You guys okay right now? Yeah? Okay. Push back a little bit. Take a breath. And then right foot steps up, left foot turns in. It's Vira 1. Virabhadrasana 1. Root down into your feet. Don't worry about the arms up. I love the idea. When I come up in my warrior, in my practice, I come up with my arms down. I build the base of my pose first. I get the lift in my torso, and then it's my full expression, right? So I want you to sort of like build your pose from the ground up. Feel your feet. There you go. That's it. Bottom tips of the shoulder blades give you that little lift in the heart. Take one more breath. And then go ahead, flow it out. The hands come down, step back lightly, and lower. A very mindful practice today. I really like what I'm seeing. Exhale back to down dog and show me Vira 1. Virabhadrasana 1, that's your warrior 1 on the left side. Left foot steps up. You don't need the arms right away. Build the foundation, ground your feet, feel the muscle integration. When you're ready for the full expression, yes, sweep it up, reach to the sky. Give me one more inhale and then flow out on the exhale. Hands press down, we step back lightly and lower. Inhale for Cobra, exhale, downward facing dog. So come into down dog, take 2 breaths for me. That's it. Push back a little on this inhale, and then on the exhale, walk to the top of the mat. Come halfway up on the in-breath, fold deeply on the out-breath. Arms come up last, chair pose. Bend those knees, build the base, and then fully express. Push through the feet, come all the way up, maybe stretch back, and then hands right to your heart. We're going to roll through Surya Namaskar B. So much can happen within the space of one breath. I want you to make sure that your breath gives you time. I want you to be able to flow within the space of that breath. So we're going to try not to rush, right? We're going to keep the rhythm of the breath the same. Feel the rhythm of your breath right now. Give yourself time to inhale. Give yourself time to exhale. So you can move gracefully. I'll cue you through the whole thing, but I don't want you to feel like you're in a panic or you're rushing. It's not at the end of the world if you have to take an extra breath. Do not sacrifice your breath for the pose. Sacrifice the pose for the breath. Make it your priority. As long as you're moving and breathing, the magic happens. So for one inhale, take chair pose. Let the arms go last. As you exhale, forward fold. Fold in like you mean it, all the way down. Come halfway up, inhale. As you exhale, both feet go back and lower. Empty, empty, empty all the air out. Take a big inhale, Cobra Pose. And exhale as you move back to down dog and step the right foot up. Right foot steps up, build your foundation, come into warrior 1. It's the inhale that takes the arms up. And then as you exhale, you bring it right back down. It's hands down, step back and lower, all on that same exhalation. Take a deep breath in as you do Cobra. Savor it. Push back to down dog. The left foot steps. Rise on the inhale. Yep, one big breath as you reach. And then exhale, take it right back down. Hands down, step back and lower. I love how you're not rushing. The breath has the priority. The poses follow the breath. Find your way back to down dog and take 5 breaths. Really, really appreciate all that happens within the space of that breathing. You could be adjusting your legs. You could be lifting your hips. Maybe you spread your fingers a little wider and create a bigger foundation. Maybe you catch a funny little thought and you bring yourself right back to the breathing. It's amazing what can happen. We're going to take one more, push back a little, and then exhale as you look forward. Bring those feet right up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up. As you inhale, lift the chest. Feel those tips of the shoulder blades doing their thing. And then exhale, fold. Chair pose, bend your knees, arms sweep up last. Build your foundation. We want it to be sustainable. Shoulders away from the neck. Arms a little more fierce. Bring your hands to heart center. That's it. And then slowly come to standing, hands at the heart. Nice work. Inhale, arms reach. I want the hands to return to the heart with your knees nice and soft. And then take your right leg and take a really big step out. We're going to turn and face the right side, or that way. Right? Depends which side you're on. Both feet are facing forward. Hands go to your hips. Inhale, go ahead and extend your spine. Bottom tips of the shoulder blades into the back. Lift your heart. And then keep leading with the heart as you take a forward fold. Go ahead, chest leads the way, not the head. Chest leads the way. Take it all the way down. That's it. And then release your right hand down to the center of your mat. Let's twist open to the left side. Wring it out. Wring out whatever tension is in there. See if you can keep your weight solid in your feet. A little bit of muscle integration. Feel your thigh muscles hugging onto the thigh bones, right? Those are your femurs, your quadriceps. And then now come up higher on your fingertips. Yes, put the shoulder blades, the bottom tips into the back and open the chest a little more. You can push down with the right and reach more with the left. Now let your head back a little bit. Yes, feel the spine lengthen. It's your last breath. And then the eyes go down, the hand goes down. Go ahead and switch to the other side. Left hand on the ground. You could put it on your water bottle or your shoe. Whatever you brought with you, your handbag, something solid if you can't reach the ground. And then we push down with that left hand and start twisting open to the right. Within the space of every breath, you have the opportunity to bear witness. Maybe some of your weight shifted into one of your hips. Can you put some weight back into your left foot, your left hip? Can you do that? Some of you have your hips tipping to one side. Yeah, that's it. Where's the muscle integration? Assistance, you could actually give them a little bit of proprioception. Give them a little bit of a squeeze on the outside of their hips so that they can feel them square like this, right? You could give them a little squeeze on the outer hips to get them to squeeze those muscles themselves. Yes. And then they twist a little deeper. And then the eyes go down, the hands go down. Let's put our hands onto our hips. Empty the lungs. And on your inhale, you'll rise up. Head up first. Bottom tips of the shoulder blades stay in the back. Keep lifting your heart. Extend a little. Good. And then release into neutral. Turn your right toes forward. Right toes back, actually. Right foot, right toes back. Yep. Arms open like wings. Yep, right toes turn out. Turn out toward the back of your mat. But your hips stay to the side, so don't let your body turn. Just turn your leg. It's a very interesting thing. Yep, that's it. And then triangle pose. Take your time with it. Now in triangle pose, very often, we feel stuck. So I'm going to ask you just to play with me today, and instead of going as far as you can, what if you came up 1 or 2 inches, a little higher than you think you could be? Come up 1 or 2 inches, and then put your hand on your shin. Yep, I really want you to feel like you can push down so you can also rise up. Now, remember in that first thing we did when we rounded forward and then we opened up, right? We're going to play a little bit with that here. Turn the palm and reach that left bicep over the ear. There's your side body stretch. You got to ground down through your left toe and reach through your left fingers and feel that whole side body open up. And now just for fun, look at the floor and round yourself over a little bit. Drop that left shoulder a little bit toward the mat. So round your back, look down. Round your back. You can look down, round, 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 round. Yeah, that's it. Let the chest turn down toward the floor just for fun. And then turn it back open, chest wide. Lift that arm back up, take it out behind you. See if you can get the bottom tips of the shoulder blades into your back. And then open your chest to the sky. Drop the head back a little. Feels like cobra in your spine. Take one more breath right there. And then return to something neutral. Take your gaze down. Push down through your feet and your left hip and rise. Beautiful. Turn the right toes back in, hands on your hips. Inhale, extend back. Exhale, forward fold. I like it. Walk your hands over to your right ankle. Give it a little bit of a grab. Squeeze. That's it. And then walk it over to the left ankle. Give it a little grab, give it a little squeeze, pull yourself in. Releasing any tension across the kidney band, the lower back. And then return to center. Hands on your hips, empty your lungs. With one big inhale, rise up to standing. Lift your head and your chest, and then turn your left toes out. Turn the left toes out and open your arms out like wings. Check in for a moment, build your foundation. Sometimes it feels better to have the stance be a little bit longer, right? Give yourself a little bit of room. And then we're going to go into triangle pose. And I'm asking you today, just today, not to go 110%. I know that you can probably go deeper. Some of you can even touch the floor. But today, because of all the spinal work, I don't want you maxed out. Does that make sense? Now that you understand, because where we're going to go with it. So I want you to come up an inch or two, get some support. Make sure that that left hand is on the left shin. And then turn the right palm forward and reach the bicep over the ear. You could even take your gaze with it. Look, stretch, breathe, just like in that very first seated position. That side body feels long, super long. And now we're going to soften it a little bit. Eyes go down, round your back a little bit. Turn your chest toward the ground. Oh, I love that spot right there. Do you guys like that? Yeah. Why does it always have to be traditional triangle pose? Let's explore our bodies. Start to open it back up. The chest opens wide. Bring the arm back up and then explore a little bit of the extension. Draw the tailbone in. See if you can draw the chest out. Maybe the arm goes back behind you. Yeah, the shoulder blades into the back. The heart open wide. That's it. Feels a little like Cobra. And then make sure you neutralize. Take your eyes down. We're going to ground down to push up. Yep. There we go. Return to center. Turn your left toes in. Hands onto your hips. Inhale, extend your spine. And then exhale, forward fold. Lead with your heart. Really, really nice. Let the head down. Slide your hands all the way down toward your ankles. See if you can grab the back of your calves or your ankles. And then tuck your chin in. Yeah, maybe you can grab your heels. That's it. Let the back round a little bit. Look through the space in your legs. And breathe. Everything is happening within the space of the breath. Now, sometimes when we do this pose, our hamstrings feel tight and our butts end up sticking out behind us. So I'm just going to ask you to very carefully, just a little bit, allow a little bit of your weight to go into your toes. So the legs are straight, and we allow a little bit of weight in the toes. And then go ahead, release your hands. Release your hands back to the floor, and then place them on your hips. Empty out your lungs. Do you remember that feeling of squeezing the hamstrings? Draw the sit bones down, feel the back of the legs strong, and then come on up. Lift your head and your chest. So good, everyone. Left toes turn forward. Body turns forward. Step your feet together at the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach. The yoga's starting to work. Exhale, forward fold. Come halfway up, inhale. Go ahead, take a vinyasa, both feet back, lowering down on your exhale. Inhale for Cobra Pose. And then exhale, take it back into downward facing dog. All right, right foot steps up, left foot turns flat. Virabhadrasana 1. Here comes a little sunshine. We've got the full range of emotions happening this week. We've got the full range of weather happening in this morning, right? Life passing right before our eyes. Keep breathing so you don't miss a thing. Root down into your feet. Let's get that full expression. Feel the lift. Feel the heart lift. Now keep the heart lifted, but drop your arms by your sides. I want you to sweep the arms back a little bit. See if you can get that upper back to contract. Move your arms back and then clasp them together behind you. Take a deep breath and then exhale, start to fold, heart toward that right knee. As soon as the chest comes down, let the head down. Look at your back foot. See if you can get the arch of the back foot to lift. And then now that you're in this nice low position, can we get the right hip back and the left hip forward? So it doesn't mean you have to fold all the way inside your leg. Maybe you even bring the chest up a little bit. Yep, and then get that little bit of integration. Legs are pulling into the hip sockets. It's not about how deep you go. It's how much space you can make. Pull the legs in a little bit to your hips. Feel those muscles. Yes. And then push down through your feet. Lead with your heart. Come on up. Beautiful. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and flow. Hands go down, step back and lower. Take a deep breath as you move through your cobra, and then exhale back into downward facing dog. Let's try the other side. Left foot steps up, right foot turns in. Yep, rise into warrior one. The arms are the last piece. Your breath is your priority. Build your foundation. Feel what's happening. Feel the integration. The feet ground down, the legs pull in. You'll feel your body start to turn forward. Feel the chest plate lift. We're going to keep that chest lift. We're going to keep the side waist long, but drop the arms down. And then take your arms behind you. Start to feel the work in the upper back. Now that your arms have cleared the body behind you, clasp them together. Take a deep breath, extend, and then start to fold, chest to the knee. You don't have to go any lower, and you want to try not to turn open to the right. Keep your feet grounded, keep the integration. So you want to try to pull the left hip back and the right hip forward a little. Maybe even bend a little deeper into the left knee. Sometimes when you go a little lower, you get a little more freedom in your movement. Now that integration matters. Pull the legs into the hip sockets. Feel how powerful the foundation is. And we're going to push down to rise up. Lift your head, pull the belly in. Nice. Inhale, the arms reach, and then we flow. That was really nice. Exhale, let it go. Hands down, step back, and lower. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale into downward facing dog. That's really, really good. 2 more breaths, that's all. What happens within those spaces of those 2 breaths? Your whole life story can run through your mind, or you can just feel yourself breathing. Now I want you to come to a seated position. You can jump, step, or walk forward. Don't get too comfy. Bend your knees, put your feet flat on the floor. Let's open them up about hip distance apart. That's it. So the feet are really grounded, right? Your knees are bent, your feet are grounded. And I want you to just try to sit up tall. Like maybe even put your hands on the knees. That helps me a lot. When I sit like this, I can be kind of rounded, right? Like this, my back can be kind of slouchy when I sit like this. So I'm going to put my hands on my knees and I'm going to help myself to sit up, right? Now, feel your feet on the mat and then imagine you're dragging your feet back towards you. Ooh, you feel that? Your hamstrings just activated. So I want you to keep feeling that feeling, the back of the legs integrating. Yeah, it's strong in the back of the legs. That's going to help sustain. And then the chest is up because you're sitting up. Let's see if we can hold that without our hands. Reach the arms forward. Keep squeezing the back of the legs. Keep dragging those heels back. And then put the bottom tips of your shoulder blades into your back and lift your heart. That's so good. So it doesn't matter what shape we're in, we can do the same actions and they keep awakening the practice. These are actions I don't speak to often, so I'm wanting to awaken something new in you. we're also concerned about opening up our hamstrings, but what about squeezing them, right? Both are going to help us to make the muscle more supple. Now, see if you can keep that beautiful action and take the arms out wide. Now, the only thing missing from this moment is a smile. Yeah, right? Because all you're thinking about is how much longer is she going to keep me here? Keep your feet on the ground so you can keep squeezing the back of the legs. Now take your arms up. Keep feeling the bottom tips of your shoulder blades into your back so that heart lifts a little higher. This is it. This is elation for your body right now. Take one more breath, and then we're going to come out gracefully. Arms open wide. Arms reach forward. Keep breathing. Now, round your body. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, and then slowly lower yourself down. Keep squeezing the back of your legs. It's the same thing you did in that ragdoll roll up. This is the counter work to squeezing the shoulder blades in. You're letting them separate. You're letting them widen. Yes. So good, everyone. Once you lay it down, take a deep breath in and let out a little sigh. All right, bend your knees. Put your feet on the ground. Arms by your sides. And I want you to feel your footprints on the ground, and I want you to kind of squeeze. Feel like you're dragging your feet towards you and get those hamstrings to start to awaken, and then start to lift your hips up. It's called Setu Bandha. We're doing bridge pose, right? So we lift the hips, but we're dragging the heels back. We're squeezing the back of the legs. You're going to start to feel some squeeze in your glutes. This is one of those poses that you actually really get to squeeze them. Yes, and the more you squeeze your heels back and your glutes, you're going to get more lift in your hips. Now, I want you to draw your arms under and draw them together, kind of like we did in the Humble Warrior, and then get those shoulder blades to kind of squeeze into the back and get the chest to lift up. It's so beautiful. So we feel the whole front body opening, and we feel the strength of our back body, and we're going to take 3 more breaths. Try not to let the actions go. Maintain them in an equal way. Not one thing happening more than another. The back body is contracting, the front body is opening, and it continues to awaken with every breath. Imagine I put a ball between your knees, and you were squeezing a ball between your knees. Yes. Last breath. Pick it up a little. And then slowly open your arms. Let your upper back down first. Separate those shoulder blades, arms out wide. And then the middle back comes down. Then the the lower back comes down. Tuck that tailbone. Let the whole spine roll down onto the floor. And then pull your knees into your belly. How are you feeling? Feeling a little better than when you came in? All right, we're going to ring out one more thing, and then we should soften. Let's open those arms out like a T. Yep. I want you to touch your toes, your ankles, and your knees together. So toes, ankles, knees together. Zip it up like you have one leg, one foot, right? And we're going to bend the knees and flex the feet. So that means you're stretching the soles of your feet. Your toes are kind of lifting up toward your knees. And you feel all of that muscle integration, right? You feel that? Everything's working. Toes, ankles, and knees are together. You're squeezing into the midline and you're activating. You're squeezing your heels towards your butt. And you're squeezing your toes towards your knees. You feel all that? Yeah? Now, keep all of that tucked tight like a ball and twist your body to the right side. Let the knees turn down and lift your heels higher. Lift your heels higher. Yeah, we're still in that tight tuck. I want you to feel your heels squeezing towards your bottom. Yes, hamstrings, right? Feel the toes pulling. Everything is, lift those feet off the floor. Yeah, bend your knees. So knees down, feet up, and flex. So eyes are up to the sky. Look up to the sky so your neck is neutral. Feel your obliques. One more breath. And then try to keep that all together as you move back to center. Keep it zipped up, 1 foot, 1 leg, right? Over to the left side, the knees turn down, the heels lift up. Try to squeeze them together. You don't have to go all the way. Flex your feet. Lift your toes higher. The toes are trying to get to the knees. Flex your feet. Yeah. Yep, right there. Yep. And don't worry how far they go. Do it from your work from your belly. Do it from your core. And then return to center. That's it. Let your legs float up in the air. Let them celebrate that cool breeze through your toes. Yep. Open the feet a little wider apart. You could circle your ankles and wiggle your feet. Make them happy. Happy feet. Right? Happy feet. 3 breaths. And then start to let those legs go effortless. Just let them float there. They don't have to do anything. They'll stay up pretty easily because they are supported. It's hard to name what it is that supports them, but something is all around us, holding us up all the time. It's what keeps us upright on this beautiful planet that we walk on. There is support all around us all the time. Now when you're ready, you're going to let those knees drop in toward the belly and then very slowly put your feet back on the mat. Good. Right knee into the belly, left leg extends long. A little push, a little pull. And then a really soft spinal twist. Take that spinal twist to the left side. Be gentle. Everything's happening within the space of your breath. All the little micro movements, all the little adjustments are only happening with the breath. We don't let the breath go to make the pose perfect. We let the pose go to let the breath feel perfect. Assistants, you could be lengthening their side waist. So you anchor the right shoulder down, and then you can extend the waistline by pushing their hip a little bit. That's it. And then when you're ready, roll it back to center. Release that leg and take it to the other side. Just starting to wind things down. Left knee hugs in. Right leg extends. And then we twist it over to the right. Be gentle with yourself. See if you can make the breath more important. I see some of you are really hard in the pose. I'd rather you soften. Soften and find the breath. It's these moments when you find yourself hardening, when you feel the armor go on, and you learn the skills to notice and soften them. That's going to help you. In those days where maybe a storm is coming through, or you've had some kind of bad news and you feel yourself get all like rung up, you know? And then you find yourself with the ability to take a few breaths and be still and let it unwind. The peace has to start inside. The world is always going to be a crazy place. Let's roll it back to center. Give ourselves one last squeeze. And then when you're ready, both legs, go ahead. Release them all the way down. Once the legs go out and down, just turn your palms to face up. See if we can find ourselves really in the space of our breath. One little breath at a time, we begin to awaken. And it might just be the stillness of this pose that allows us to really fully be in each breath. But if you make a conscious choice to feel yourself breathing, to notice the quality of the breath, to draw the shoulder blades into your back a little bit and keep the heart space open, maybe even a soft smile on your lips. You have the tools to create a peaceful inner experience, a joyful energy body. I say all the time that our yoga is consciousness over effort. The hardest part is remembering to do it, being dedicated, continuing over a long period of time on a regular basis and maintaining that good attitude about it so that we can allow the magic to unfold. Now, in your own way and in your own time, I want you to awaken. I want you to try to keep your breath there like it's your best friend, your companion. Bring it with you through the transition, bring it with you to seated. And even more importantly, let's consider the idea of bringing it with us through the day. My hope is that we're able to take some of this with us. And so for those of us that work all week, and maybe today is the first day that you get to do any kind of preparation, try to do it with some ease. Try to do it with some grace. Bring your breath with you and notice it. Check in maybe while you're watching people fight in the aisle for the cases of water. You step back and you know the guy's coming from the back to just bring more out, right? And your heart's lifted and your breath is flowing, and maybe your presence could shift everybody else's tension. I don't really know how the yoga is going to unfold, but I know that if each and every one of us commits to taking it with us, it's going to ripple. We've been called to this work. Let us find a way to expand it. Let us try to be it more when we're not on the mat, so that all of our work here, all of these moments are not in vain. Bring your hands together at your heart. Sit up a little taller because you know how to now, because you can. You know how to get that heart lifted, and you know the value of, in a tough moment, what it felt like to smile, right? And together as a community, let us raise our voices. Let us send a little bit of that light, a little bit of what we just created, a little bit of the calm and the peacefulness that maybe we feel right now. Maybe we spread that out a little bit. Let's amplify it. I'm just going to shut the music. So when you do your Om today, I'm going to ask you to open your mouth wide and let the sound really come out. Don't leave me hanging because I'm the only one on the mic. Are you ready? Nice deep, deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Hi. Om, peace, peace, perfect peace. May we all be safe, you and all of your families, everyone you know, you love, your friends, this community. May we feel that protection around us, and may we do what we can to help each other through this. My love to all of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for your work. Spread it out. Amplify it. Feel all of the feelings and don't get stuck in them. Oh, do we have flyers and clipboards and pens? How'd the assistants do today, huh? How's that hands-on? Yeah, they're doing so great. Getting bolder, getting more confident, making me proud. Next weekend, I have a very special friend coming in from California. Her name is Dr. Melody Moore. Her life's work is called Embody Love Movement. It's about empowering women. Like if you're tired of feeling bad about yourself because you don't live up to the images that are in the media, if you feel like your daughters are like just not getting the right messages, like her entire life's work has been about elevating and healing the wounds that we have carried to make sure we don't carry it on to the next generation. It's a weekend training. Her work is magnificent. She is magnificent. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next weekend. It's at the Yoga Journey Studio. It says empowering girls and women to celebrate their inner beauty. So if you're interested in doing that work, at the end of the weekend, you can actually just do it for yourself, or you actually will be trained to facilitate this work and share it with others. So if you're interested in doing it, I have one postcard. Please take it, unless you want to come take a picture of the postcard, and then we can all take the information. And really, if you go on the website, yogajourney.com or leslieglickman.com, you can also find the information there. But I think it's really important work. I don't even think we realize how much damage we've experienced, right? And how hard it is for us to outgrow it and to make sure we don't perpetuate it, you know? Without a little bit of consciousness, how do we not perpetuate it? Thank you. Thank you. All right, so this passes for the studio. Hi, I just want to say thank you.
You.
Yeah.